Welcome to the new sound of online radio. Welcome to the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network. 'Cause you make me feel like I've been locked out of hell. A mix of today's hits and hard-to-find favorites, combined with the most entertaining and intriguing talk anywhere. This is your sound. This is the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network at UBNradio.com.
How's everybody doing out there? Welcome to It's Time to Talk. I'm April.
And I'm Deidre. Happy Saturday, everybody.
Happy Saturday.
Yes, in the month of November.
Already,
the end of the year. Can you believe it?
And the weather's changing. It's getting a little chilly. We were talking about that earlier. It's getting a little, it's warm, but there's a little crispness to it.
And it's wreaking havoc on my sinuses because I had like this, chest congestion. I had a sore throat, but I don't have like a cold. So I know it's the air, and I know it's the changing of the seasons. You know, so we do have some sort of fall.
We do have
in
some
California.
sort of fall. So hey, speaking of fall, we're falling back tonight, right? Tonight, 2 a.m.
Is it tonight?
Yeah, the time changes.
Or is it tomorrow?
Well, everybody was talking about it at work, so I hope it's true because I'm either going to be early or late.
Right.
Monday.
Okay. Yeah. So fall back.
Fall back. So at 2 a.m., turn your clocks back. We get an extra hour of sleep.
Woohoo!
How wonderful is that?
Right.
So happy about that.
Good. So, there's so many new things going on. We got the elections.
You know, it's like in 2 weeks, right? Not the elections, but in 2 weeks when we come back for our next show, there will be a lot that has happened.
Right.
That's where you're getting at.
Exactly.
This next week is busy.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You know, getting ready for all of that. And, you know, there are people early voting that's been underway.
That's
so people have voted. I think they said like 36 million people have at least voted.
Oh, that's so cool. See, I wanted to vote early because I think today we could, I'm sure a lot of people did, but today in Los Angeles County, there were maybe like 5 or 6 sites where you could have voted. And Monday, when I looked it up, I said, I'm going Saturday.
Okay.
I didn't even think about it until just now when you said there was early voting.
Yes. And it's good.
Totally forgot.
I've been keeping up. I enjoy politics from time to time.
Yes.
And so I was looking at it yesterday. And one surprising thing, well, maybe not so much, but they're saying that there's a less African-American voting turnout as opposed to when Barack Obama was running for office.
Okay.
So especially Democrats, they're really like trying to push for African Americans to get out and vote because sometimes we're a little discouraged and because sometimes we've been voting forever and sometimes our needs and our things that we're concerned about aren't always met or they're met to a certain degree and then nothing happens after that, no follow-up or anything. So I think, of course, we were excited about Barack Obama electing the first black president. So but we got to continue because Barack was on giving a speech, and not a speech, he was being interviewed, excuse me, and he was encouraging, the black people to get out because he's saying, once we vote in Democrat Hillary Clinton, his policies can continue on. And I think that's what maybe people aren't really putting together or thinking about. It's like we have to continue whatever he's put place. The next president, and Hillary has stated, a lot of things that he has put in place that she will continue and further develop on.
And I guess that will help. That's helpful if you're happy with what has been going on.
Right.
A lot of
some people
don't feel that
way.
That the first black president has been what has lived up to their expectations.
Right.
I have heard that time and time again. But I do hope that people, you won't be able to complain, as they say, if you don't vote.
Exactly.
At least raise your voice. We're all about positivity, but at least be able to say one thing or another because you voted. At least. It is your
it's very
power.
important.
Exercise your right as an American citizen to have something to say, to cast your vote. And, this is a historical election. We could possibly elect the first female president of the United States in our lifetime. Can you believe that? Once again, we're saying this, right?
Yes.
So, let's be a part of history.
Absolutely.
At least get your vote out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So very important.
I agree. I agree.
But what else? We got cupcakes in here today.
Why? I wonder why.
Because April, next Thursday.
November 10th.
November 10th, huh? Is our birthday.
It's our birthday. It's
So-
our birthday. It's our birthday.
we want to celebrate.
Jarvis, on cue. Hey.
Yes. Celebrate.
Come on, y'all. Party with it. Come on. Yeah.
It's a birthday. It's coming.
Yes.
It's a birthday. And it's Jarvis' birthday, too. You
On
fellow
November
Scorpio,
13th.
November 13th. Go, Jarvis. Go, Jarvis.
We got all this Scorpio energy
Yes.
in the studio. I don't
Yes,
know how
yes.
we just get through this show.
It's amazing, right? So anyway, thank you, Jarvis. So very exciting. We have a birthday coming up, and the fact that you and April and I share the same birthday.
You guys, really?
This child.
I couldn't even get my own day.
I'm the one. I was
you
born
were first.
Yes.
2 years apart on the
Yes.
same day. And I guess
And
I had to follow her into the world.
No,
2 years later.
my mother on my birthday. My mother comes home with a baby, a brand new baby.
She thinks she's old.
Yeah,
I can't get my own.
yeah, she can't go there. I'm like, I was first.
Oh, because you're first? I had no right to say that?
Yes.
Well, I'm taller.
That has nothing to do with anything.
Oh, it doesn't?
No.
In my
I
mind,
was
it does.
first.
No, that means nothing.
I had 2 great years, 2 great solid years
Until I came
to
along.
be spoiled until you came along. Well, my brother, but I'm the first girl.
First girl.
And then
and
you
then
come
it was
along.
over.
And I wanted a baby doll, but I didn't want a real live baby.
Well, you did push me off the couch like I was a baby doll when I was 2 weeks old.
Hey, I have no recollection of that. I plead the fifth.
I do. I keep getting these little
that did
headaches
not
from time to
happen.
time ever since I was like 2 weeks old.
And you've been running me on my case ever since. Like, you are older than me.
Because
But
I'm taller.
hey.
I'm taller.
But I'm the shot caller.
This is true. You know
Yes.
what? I cannot fight that one. She is the shot caller.
I fall back. I lay back. But I'm running things. Trust me.
She is, and I recognize that. But as a little sis, you got to do what you got to do. You got to,
Gotta get
show
in
your
where
little
you fit
brawn
in.
a little bit here and there, and
you tried
pretend.
it. You tried it, but you tried it.
So we have
No, I love
cupcake
you.
celebrate. I love you too. It's always fun.
It is. It is.
And it's fun now that we share the same day
Yes.
because we can have
We can-
all our friends out together, and we can just, we're so close anyway. We're almost.
It's like we're
I'm
twins.
almost you.
Yeah.
You're almost me. So I don't see why God didn't just make one person.
Well, Mom always says, she said, God knew I couldn't handle both of you at the same time. So he brought you back. She brought
always
you the
says
same
that.
day, but different years. So
It's so funny. I mean, I know a lot of people share the same birthday as their siblings out there. I hear time and time again, siblings or even parents, cousins, grandparents, and it's pretty cool, isn't it?
It is. It's really cool.
It's pretty unique, but at the same time, it's pretty cool. So I'm glad that we share that day because we can always talk about it and it always raises eyebrows. Yeah.
And from a medical scientific standpoint, I always think about, okay, well, a woman can pretty much determine then when she ovulates because usually a woman she'll have children within that trimester, that 3-month cycle of certain times of the quarters of the year. Like I know that I can have, I know like October, November, December, I could be very fertile because I have like late spring to summer babies. So you always kind of know your children will be born around that same time. So there are high percentages that they could be close. Their birthdays could be close.
I never knew that.
Yeah,
I never knew that.
Yeah, I think like
I just
that.
thought, you know what? Like Mom always said, I couldn't handle it. And twins do run in our family.
They do.
By the way. So it's just funny that we
interesting.
came
right?
out like this. Anyway, it's all good. I'm excited for the week.
I am too.
Elections, an extra hour of sleep, my birthday with my sis. Jarvis will be a year older by the time we come back.
Right.
Life is good. It's moving. It's
We
chugging
got the
along.
holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas. So I love the holiday season. So I'm excited about it all the way around.
Exactly. We're about to go to a break, and we got some even more exciting news. We got a special guest coming up. He is Tamarat, our friend, Tamarat Makonnen.
Yes.
He is writer, producer, director of In Search of the Black Knight. And it is a fantastic, award-winning documentary. It's funny, too. So when we come back from the break, we are going to talk to him. Stay with us.
Speak Your Week will guide you through the process of using the power of your thoughts and words to create more positivity and success in your life, day to day and week to week. Written by It's Time to Talk's own host, April Jordan. This dynamic book will remind you of the powerful person you really are and how to use that power to create the life that you want. Want better health, success, abundance, love, and more. Within the chapters, you will discover the kind of thoughts, emotions, and words you should be speaking about the things that matter to you most. Also, included in this book are affirmations to speak each day of the week. When spoken in daily succession, these affirmations gain momentum and can help you on your journey towards the life of your dreams. There's no other way around having the life that you want. It all starts with you. Get ready to speak your week. Available for download at Amazon.com.
So how long should a woman wait for a man to commit?
I think that a woman should wait 7 years for a man to commit.
7 years? Those were the good old days. We've all heard it said that things aren't what they used to be when it comes to black relationships. The question is it talk or is it true? My name is Tamarat Makonnen. I'm a filmmaker. I decided to go on a journey to get some answers on the current state of black relationships in America.
The qualities women look for when considering a man are financial stability, number one, sense of humor, swag. Black women look for swag.
What do you think is important? Does he have to have a swagger? You know, that may not be as important as the way he treats you.
I'm not saying that he's gonna walk out with his pants hanging and looking thuggish, but I want him to have the thug in him.
Nobody wants to have to hide guns and like worry about drugs and cops.
On Rikers Island buses, they're not attractive.
Like, I can't.
A businessman works for me because at least he's using his mind and he can make us some money. And that's just as protective.
There's definitely a larger percentage of black women in colleges compared to black men. Why do you think this lopsided ratio exists?
I know that growing up where I grew up, there aren't a lot of men from my high school who made it to college.
If you look at African-American family dynamics, it's usually a matriarch. For instance, I know my grandmother, I don't know my grandfather on either side, you know?
It's interesting, the kind of men I meet. I either meet a man who is really lame or they're really player-like.
The guys that are dating, they tend to, you know what I'm saying, have all they want out there. It's like all you can eat. There's so many females out there, man, shucks, they're not trying to shack up with just one meal, man. Have an entree abroad.
Some guys will do things on purpose just to piss you off to see you get an attitude. And then, you know, when you stab them a little bit, then they want to call the police.
We need to take care of our women, man. We need to do more. We need to love them, adore them, shower them with gifts, tell them we love them every day.
I don't fear strong black women. I embrace them. I embrace it and all the money that comes with it. Now, as long as what's going to make it equal is the respect, the love, and caring that the people share. That's what's going to make it equal, not the money.
My goal is I'm going to have it with or without him.
You're going to be in that castle
I'm
one way or
going to
another.
be in that castle and living the dream with or without him.
That's right.
You know, the relationships aren't about like what we project in our mind about somebody coming to save you and take you away.
The brothers are not the enemy and the sisters are not the enemy. We just have to gain some kind of understanding.
Welcome back to It's Time to Talk. We hope you're back. You better be back.
And then our tagline, which we have to remember.
Oh,
I remember
my
at the end of the
gosh.
show, but your conversation is your affirmation. So
That's
don't
right.
forget that.
That's right.
Speak life.
Always. Well, you've just seen the clip from Tamarat, the director. I don't know why I wanted to call him Tamarat the director. It just seems like
That flows.
Tamarat the director.
It flows.
Like he flies in with the scarf and his director hat and a whip. Maybe no, excuse. You've just seen the media clip, and it's called "In Search of the Black Knight," and it's hilarious. I love this movie. Please welcome to the show Tamarat Makonnen.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes,
Good
great
to
to
see
see
you. It's been a minute, my friend.
I know. I miss you, ladies.
I missed you too. And you're looking great, by the way.
Yes, you do.
So
You
life
too.
is good.
You too. Life is good.
Good.
Life is good.
Good.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So we were talking about this movie, Deidre and I, and just how much we love it.
Yes.
You went basically all around the country and you interviewed people from basically different walks of life, different stages of their lives, and you were talking about relationships.
That's right.
So tell us a little bit more about the film.
Well, In Search of the Black Knight is a documentary about black relationships, but we wanted to take a humorous look at the topic because it's such a sensitive topic.
Yes.
And if addressed the wrong way, it could, it could well, I don't mind ruffling feathers, but it could easily not be entertaining to people because it's such a sensitive topic.
Right.
So we wanted to make sure that we brought some humor to the topic and honesty. We wanted to make sure that we did get that honesty from folks, but kind of wrap it in a bow and make it fun and make it interesting and colorful. So.
And I like that you did that because you're right. It could have been a long reality show.
Sure.
Because, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
All these relationships today and the lack thereof.
Yes.
In the 21st century. So the fact that you did that, it did make it a lot more entertaining and to see the different views. Some people had a lot more hope. They were a lot more hopeful than others.
Right.
So how was it just finding people? Were you just like randomly on the street? Were people just willing to be a part of this? Did you get the word out? How did you get the word out to do these live interviews?
It was actually half and half. It was part, out in the streets, kind of running and gunning and meeting people and just, hey, let's do an interview, da-da-da-da-da. And the other half was, with specialists, people who had specialized in this topic and had things to say about this topic, and we wanted to combine the two because it's good to have that refined, honed voice, but it's also good to have that person who's just fresh out of a relationship or in a relationship and going through some things and can discuss the topic in a raw, kind of uncut, unfiltered way too. So. That was the goal, to kind of make it a gumbo.
I like that because I think a lot of truths came out of it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it did. I think what in terms of relationships, were you thinking, what was the concept about? Like, was it something that from your own experience, or was it just something that it's the age-old question, with men and women? Like, how did this come out for you, where you wanted to really dive in and do a piece like this?
Because a lot of times when you get a group of men and women in the room together, or if you get a group of women in the room together or a group of men in the room together, the conversation inevitably will turn to relationships. What's going on? The drama, this, that, and the third. And I had heard my share of hilarious, conversations, and and engaged in them myself. And I just thought that it would be interesting to kind of put that kind of energy into a film. That's really how it manifested. It was the idea of, a lot of these things that we're talking about, and we can all probably just think to ourselves, and some of the conversations we've all had, if somebody actually captured those conversations, it'd be hilarious.
Right.
And so this was my attempt at capturing those conversations the best that you could.
Absolutely. And that's great. I think because when I'm picturing what you're saying, when you're all out together and you're in a crowd, men and women, we tend to generalize, and it starts with one comment, and somebody, oh, all you women so and so, all you men this and that, and then you start to get into that debate, So it is really just something that keeps it's something that we wonder about all the time. It's like, how do we break, how do we come together, that men is from Mars, women's from Venus type of thing,
That's true.
So it's like, how do we connect? And it's
and
it's always ongoing because we don't never seem to connect at all levels.
Oil and water.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing that we fail to realize, is that we are innately different. We just are, So if I have to look, I think the goal is to try to look at life through the lens of the opposite of the person that you're in a relationship with. Try to look through the eyes of a woman. Think like a woman. Think like a man, just like the book said, right? And vice versa. Think like a man. I think there's some truth to that.
Absolutely.
Because I think a lot of times the things that when we're looking from our own perspective, it doesn't make sense to us.
Right.
That doesn't make sense. Now, why would somebody do that?
Right.
I don't understand that. That's so emotional. Or that's not emotional. Why aren't you thinking like that?
Right.
But if you look at it from the perspective of a woman, or if you look at it from the perspective of a man, and we're all fighting to try to do this. No one's perfect at this. But if we can do that, I think that we can find a happy medium, you know, or at least an understanding, you know, and that's I think that's the goal that we all, the age-old goal that we're all fighting to try to achieve, understanding of one another.
And would you say, who's more involved in that? Because would you say, like, women, I think for women, we try to understand our men, you know what I mean? And I know a lot of times it could be a lack of communication. I know for me, I try to understand it more. I try to get more aware that, okay, I know he just wants to fix it. So that's where he's coming from. It's not, and we're more emotional, you know, so we're caught up in the emotions of it. Well, did you see? And you know what happened? And he's all like, okay, but we just need to fix it and move on, you know? And I think that's where the disconnect comes for a lot of men and women, because you know, and he's like, you don't understand me, you don't see my side, you know, and he's like, but I just want to fix it, you know. So instead of saying, where he needs to be more like, you know, okay, baby, I know you're having a hard time with this, or you're feeling a certain way, but this is how we need to handle it, or something like that. So and so all that to say, I just understand I'm trying to understand myself. So what do you think, like, more women are involved in that, trying to help or trying to understand the man, or are men more understanding of women nowadays?
I think in general, and I'm not pandering, but I think in general that I think the woman species is more evolved. In that way.
Okay.
No, I mean, that doesn't.
I'm teasing.
You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
No, I believe that. I mean, men are mostly, when it comes to our thought process, we're kind of like tunnel vision. You know, where women can juggle a lot of things, and the women's intuition is real. That's a real thing. I think, you know, so I think women have like this kind of mutant ability in that way. Like, they just a little more evolved when it comes to emotion, and you know, to say women are more emotional is true, but what does it say about men, that we're lacking emotion? Is it, you know, or are some men not able to kind of find that inside themselves? Has it been suppressed, you know, for some, you know? So
it has.
So I mean, there's things that we as men have to look at as well, but I do feel like women are more evolved in that area, and able to kind of tap into a variety of things and multitask in ways that men are like, what? What are you talking about? I'm just looking at this right now. You know, I'm focusing on this right now. You talking about this, that, and the third. You know, then women have to understand that men don't think like that, and it's for a reason. We're designed the way we are for a reason. So when you say, well, what about this, that, and the third, and he's just like, what? What are you talking about? You can't get frustrated. You just have to understand that he's a man, and that we don't think the same way, you know, when we can do that.
And I think that speaks to your maturity, first of all, because I think you have to have a certain level of maturity, because I think I just got that level of maturity. I'm serious. I'm not kidding. I'm being so honest.
Exactly.
And
it takes practice.
And just stepping out of myself and saying, okay, you know what? First of all, I'm like, okay, he's not me, and he may not be thinking like me, so let's try to figure this out. This is workable, you know what I mean? Instead of me having, or someone wanting to be controlling or nagging or trying to have this dictatorship and say things should be my way, and you know, or assuming, or he's not saying anything, so he must not blah blah blah, or he must blah 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 blah. Not that I do that, but there's so many places that you can go in your own head, you know, where you have this person in front of you, and you can work on, you know, if you want to, if it's in your heart, if you have a heart for this person and you want this to work, you will find a way. You know what I mean?
I agree, and absolutely agree with you. And it does take a mature mind for someone to sit back and say, okay, let me look at it from their perspective. You know, I don't understand it. I don't understand it, but let me embrace it.
Yes.
You know, because we're different. You know, and so it's so easy to say. It's so hard to apply. It is. It is. You know, I'm thinking about my own life. It's easy to say.
That's right.
It's really hard to implement.
It sure is. It sure is.
It's true.
Yeah, because I mean, communication breakdown is really the thing. You know, and my own experiences that I have, I'm like, okay, I need to communicate this better. Either I'm not being heard, or
I'm
not saying it right, or something. Where's that connection where I can get it to him what I'm trying to say? Because we're speaking two different languages
Lost
here.
in translation.
Yes, exactly. So I think for women, I'm like, I don't know. Do we sit down with the man, and then how do we tell him like all the things that are on our mind? Do we do it systematically, where we're just like, okay, give me a moment, give me some time, and let me break down to you what I need, because since they're one track, it's like, can you take it all in, and then you say, okay, well, let me put this over here, let me put that over there, and I'll get to it when I can. You know what I mean? Like, how do we communicate?
Right. Basically, Tamarat, you're here for our therapy, for our relationship therapy. You're the man in the room. Well, besides Jarvis, Jarvis is busy. We can't talk to him right now. We need you.
He's working the boards. No, I'm in the same boat, and I totally understand it. We're all fighting, struggling to better understand one another.
Yeah.
Whether you're in a relationship or not, just trying to understand. Men and women trying to understand one another. It's a constant struggle.
It's a constant struggle.
Yeah.
No, I was back to your documentary, which I love.
Thank you.
I had a question. I was looking at when you were asking different women, and I was finding that there was two women I stood out to me. That one was saying, I want a man that he got to have some swag and this and that, and then some thug in him, And then another woman was like, well, he can be professional, but at the end of the day, he got to know how to, So I'm like, when you interviewed all these women, is there a commonality with what women want, do you find, or is it each woman individual to where she wants something different than the next?
No, it was very unique. Everybody had their own sort of ideas of what was important. The idea of swag, for someone, grown women saying this.
Yes.
Not to look down on anybody, but I'm just saying that, for some that means something, for a guy to have a little bit of, a step, and for others it's like stability, that's important. So he could be like Urkel for all they care, as long as he has some, stability, and I know grown women to this day who still, and I understand it, don't get me wrong, but I know grown women to this day that still like the focal point is the physicality.
Okay.
That's a big part for them still, and you say to yourself, damn, you getting a little older. Like you should be you should be able to balance that out now.
Right.
It shouldn't be so heavy on that.
Right.
Or swag.
And they're still single?
Well, the person that's in my mind, she's single, and then she'll have somebody, and then she'll be single again, and then she'll have somebody.
So that's all she's looking for.
So kind of serial relationship type person. Yeah, because she's looking on the outside, trying to fulfill a need on the inside.
Right. Exactly.
Which never works.
Gets me, and then they wonder why they can't keep somebody.
Well, that's the problem. Well, that's the problem. They don't wonder why.
Yeah.
They're just looking for Mr. Perfect who doesn't exist.
Right.
Mr. or Mrs. Perfect, because it goes both sides.
Right.
I think both ways.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you have to look. I understand that, there has to be an attraction.
Right.
You can't just,
Of course.
He coming. Well, the brother's he's a breadwinner.
Yeah.
He's a breadwinner,
Like,
so.
well, how come you're never home? You're always shopping. You're always out. You're never home. Well, got the money, but I gotta go home too.
Yeah, exactly.
Igor.
So I mean, I understand that. Nobody wants that.
No.
I get that. But you do have to weigh it. You know what's important to you.
Yeah, especially
everybody
as you get
wants to be
older.
happy. You want to be happy, but here's the little trick: you got to make yourself happy.
Yeah.
You got to be happy with
first.
yourself first, and then he or she will come.
Right.
But that's the work, really. It's not going out to all these clubs. It's not going out looking left and looking right, searching for Mr. Right and Wrong. Not wrong. Finding Mr. Wrong, searching for Mr. Right. It is looking in the mirror deeply at who you are, who you want to be, who do you want to be for yourself, and who do you want to be with this person.
Right.
Now
that's very important, and I think that's the problem that, so many people are so desperate to find someone before like doing the work on themselves. And inevitably the relationships don't work because if you're damaged or still trying to fix yourself, then you can't possibly be ready for a relationship. Those parts of you inevitably are going to sabotage the relationship. If you're damaged from a prior relationship, if you have some self-esteem stuff going on, things of that nature, it's better to get right first
Right.
before getting in a relationship and exposing yourself. You know, because relationships, you're going to have issues.
Right.
So if you're not fully right yet, you know, then the scab's gonna come off.
That's right.
You know?
Right.
And then that person's gonna feel or seem like the bad person or the bad girl or guy when really it's the past.
Right.
You
That
know,
you're
you're
carrying
not.
over.
Yeah, you're not healed up yet. So
Yeah.
healing up, being 100%, whether you're with someone or not, is going to be the way a relationship is going to thrive.
That's right. That's
Exactly. And then conversely, if someone's acting like they're not for you, believe them and don't chase them and make them try to be with you because they're not ready.
That is a
and
lot
they're going to
of
save
women.
you some heartache, probably some bank ache.
Yes.
I think, you know, for
All
some
that.
women, we spend time trying to change a person, you know, and it's just like,
honey.
he's showing you exactly who he is right when you meet him. You got to believe that, you know, that's who he is. So,
And that's the hard part because we as ladies, we, you know, our hearts, we lead with our hearts and then we hold on to hope.
We do.
He's
Hope.
going to
Oh my-
change.
yeah.
And I hope so. It's going to be
it's gonna
like
get
this.
better.
Red flags flying
Everywhere.
And
Car
you just-
wrecks behind
you. Just
you.
ignoring it all.
Stunt people flying by.
Well, you're going through blindly, and you see these flags are everywhere.
Everywhere.
And then when it all goes downhill, you sit there, I knew it. I knew.
And then
all
it
the
goes
time.
back to those flags.
Yes.
Yep.
You know,
You saw way back.
You saw,
That you
you
saw
know, when you
way
could have saved
back.
yourself a heartbreak a long time
It's so
ago.
true.
You know,
It's
but
so
starting
true.
with you.
It happened to me. Hey, I'm guilty.
Yeah, me too.
I
Happens to
understand.
everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand. So this is such a good conversation.
Yes.
We are going to go to a quick break and we'll come right back and continue.
All right.
Tamarat Makonnen.
Did you know that your skin is your body's largest organ? And you should be aware of what you're applying to it. The more natural products you use, the better. The best place to start is with Did It For Love handmade natural body products, made with pure organic ingredients. Our Shea Body Butter Moisturizer is whipped to perfection and hydrates dry, cracked skin and protects from UV rays. Did It For Love Shea Body Butter Moisturizer is infused with essential oils. You can choose from scents like lavender, vanilla and sandalwood, white rose, and many more. Our deodorant has a fresh scent that not only works against odor, but also reduces sweat. With this toxin-free deodorant, you can feel fresh and confident all day long. You can also keep your lips healthy and kissable with our handmade lip balms. In healing and fruity scents like tantalizing peppermint to sensational green apple. Our products promote healthy, youthful-looking skin and is safe for the whole family. Vegan-friendly, cruelty-free, and gentle enough for cancer survivors and those going through treatment. Go to diditforlove.com today. Did It For Love, toxin-free for your whole family.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're now tuning into the very best. It's yours truly, Jazzy Fizzle, and you got to check out my girls, Deidre and April, on their new show, It's Time to Talk, Saturdays at 5 p.m. on
ubnradio.com.
Yeah, can we talk for a moment?
Hey.
Oh boy! Yeah, and I'm coming real soon with the exclusive interview.
Yes, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh boy, I almost kissed her. Oh boy.
Hey everybody, welcome back to It's Time to Talk. We are live Sunset Gower and we're talking to our wonderful friend here, so talented, Tamarat Makonnen.
Thank you.
We surely hope that everyone else out there is enjoying this conversation. I know I am.
I am as well.
There's always a lot to learn with the opposite sex, you
It
know?
sure is.
That's true.
And we have them here so you can kind of, sorry, Tamara, we're just jumping on you because
I
like,
know.
oh, we want to know this. We
bring
want to know
it.
that.
I love it.
But I kind of want to know, I want to know what you think about the election right now, because it's speaking of men and women, it's kind of man against the woman. And no one's kind of looking at it that way, but
That's true.
What do you think?
This is a really interesting time, you know, as far as watch. I never, and I'm sure many of you feel the same way, in my wildest dreams would have thought that, you know, Donald Trump would be the Republican.
Right. We all know it's a joke, right?
Republican nominee.
I just never, it just never would have dawned on me. One thing that really just stands out to me is the tone. The tone. I remember the tone between Hillary Clinton and President Barack Obama. And the tone from Hillary to President Obama was harsh.
Wasn't it?
Harsh.
She was
borderline
throwing,
like
it was,
okay.
It was getting really rough. And so there's a bit of irony in it because Trump is harsh. And he's throwing it at her. So she's kind of getting a little bit of the medicine that she dished out to the president. You know?
That makes sense.
I mean, that being said, I don't want him to win. But I'm just saying that, you know, the tone is ugly, and it was ugly last time. It's ugly this time. But I still feel everyone needs to get out there and vote.
Yes.
You know, and
absolutely.
Please don't think just because you know, you don't necessarily agree with everything a candidate says that you cannot vote. You should vote. You know,
exactly.
Please.
It helps us change the process.
Absolutely.
And then we all have, you know, our kids. You have a beautiful new daughter, you know, and she's growing up in this world. So, you know, we want to be able to have, you know, beyond, you know, the policies and things that we, you know, that we grew up with and that we had to either just be limited to. We want to surpass those things. We want, you know, everybody to, you know, benefit from a better economy, a better life, everything like that. So it's important to have everyone get out and vote and just have their voices heard. So,
I just wanted to see what you thought, because it's interesting that, you know, quite possibly after Tuesday, she could be the most powerful woman in the world.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
So wow, you know.
Yeah. And you know, President Obama has, you know, kind of led the charge for, you know, a whole generation to look at who can be president in a different light. So I think that's why it's not so shocking to the youth of today, and that's why they're having to kind of try to re-energize this population a little bit more. You know, the youth aren't as, I guess, enthusiastic as they were last time around. But I think part of it is because they know what it's like to see during this time. They're seeing a black man as the president. So, you know, that being said, it's important to get out and vote, and for the youth to get out there so that we can see a woman president as well. You know,
very cool.
Yeah, it seemed like, you know, I mean, we're going through the gender equalities, the pay increase, you know, that women make less of the dollar than a man does, things like that. So it seems like there's a definitely momentous time for women right now. What do you think about the beautiful Alicia Keys? She's going without makeup. And so from a man's perspective, I always want to know, like, because right now social media is huge. There's one side, there's a lot of young women doing these women are doing professional makeup tutorials, you know, contouring, doing this and that, and they look, by the time they start as one person, by the time they finish like somebody totally different, but beautiful. But then you have now, Alicia Keys pushing the no makeup movement. And as men, I know a lot of men like natural look, but what do you think in terms of women with makeup versus not makeup?
I think it's personally, you know, I've never been attracted to caked up makeup. Yeah, no, you know, like where when it comes off, you're like, who is that? That's too much. You know,
I don't recognize her anymore.
Yeah, wait, who are you? You know,
I'm sorry,
I mean, a little
do we
makeup,
know each other?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a little makeup is cool. You know, I think that's you know, that's nice. I understand Alicia Keys, you know,
but look at her.
Too.
Jarvis was showing pictures. She's gorgeous without makeup.
See, I couldn't do Alicia. I couldn't do that. I cannot do that because I have dark circles.
Man, you're just trying to be nice. No, you're just trying to be nice.
But what gets me is, okay, well, this is my thing. There will be a beautiful woman on the street. Now, women to women, we know she has either a weave or a wig on.
Okay.
She has all this makeup on. She got on these heels. She got all this. Maybe she got a little waist cincher on. She's tight. She looking snatched.
We just glad that we can sum her up.
Yes. Y'all would be breaking your neck. You know,
that doesn't matter to them.
But and then you turn around I'll be in the mirror to say this to me and my guy. I'm in the mirror putting on my makeup. You don't need all that makeup. When you put that on, just come on. I'm like, but in the street, you breaking your neck to see, you know, someone put together from 9 to 10. You know, so like, what is that about? Is that just a visual thing?
Men don't look past that. That's it. So we don't see the waist trainer and the women, y'all see all of those things that men don't see.
Yes.
We don't even look past that. You know what I mean? It's just this. Just the front. Just what you see. We're just
or the back.
Or the back. We're just admiring the visual.
Yeah.
Men are visual creatures.
Right.
We haven't you haven't gone into depth with it the way a woman has.
Okay.
So y'all see it, and like you said, you break it
Breaking
all
it
down.
yeah.
Men don't go that far into it.
Okay.
But if you get to know her,
yeah,
then surprise.
But,
you're like,
so I
wait
guess
a
in a way we're trying to save you a step. Like, no, look,
right.
you got this, and this. You don't want that.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Or you could say, I can look just like that. I can go get that. You know, I can find the eyelashes and the whatever. But yeah. So
but
it's
nobody
just
wants to
interesting.
be had. You know what I mean? Because later on, it's like, I gotcha.
Yeah.
You said, wait a second. This is not what I thought it was. And it
But
reminds
hey,
me of, what was the film? I'm gonna get you.
Oh, we were just talking
about that.
Show now, Jarvis. You got to put the picture.
You got to do it again.
You got to put the picture.
Y'all were just talking about that.
Our last show.
Yes.
It was so funny.
Yes.
Anna Marie, she just took off everything. Her wig, her eyelashes, her leg.
Yeah.
She was hopping around.
The breast, the butt.
Right.
Oh my gosh, she popped it all
Don't
out.
make me come after you.
Exactly. So it's classic. It's classic, right?
Classic.
Well, it's not that bad, but yeah. So I just wondered because I'm like, okay, what is the natural thing? You want her natural, or do you appreciate her with all this stuff on? It's like, what is it?
Right.
So,
and I think, that what we see on TV is usually leaning towards more of the heavily done, which is what makes a lot of the young girls want to look like that,
right?
So the media determines a lot of what I think the youth inspire to look like, so
and that puts a lot of pressure on on women, period, but then especially young girls coming up, because you feel like you have to look, by the time you're 18 you have to look like you're 30 and 40 years old with all this stuff on, and this is ridiculous, and it's kind of just gotten away from us to what really age appropriate, really, where you should be with those things. So,
and I think that like everybody, like people should try to try to find what works for them. You know what I mean? If a sister got a beautiful shaped head, then she might want to wear her head bald,
right.
And
beautiful.
kill it.
Exactly.
And be looking fantastic.
Right.
It's just whatever works for you.
Right. I think Amber Rose looks beautiful. With
She's
her,
got great.
She got the great shaped head. She does. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. So whatever works for you. If long hair works for you, if a weave works for you, that's fine too. It's just whatever works for you.
Right.
But you should try to find what works for you.
What works for you, exactly. And I wish we would stop putting down the weaves and stuff, though. Like, especially in our culture, our we always like, oh, she got a weave. Like, it's such a bad thing. And there's so many, so many cultures that everybody does everything. There's so much cosmetic surgeries. There's so many different things. But it seems like we're so hard on our race to point out what's fake or what's not right or what's this and that, when the rest of the world is walking around with all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like we should just be a little easier on ourselves, because we're trying to do the best that we can. We're trying to, first of all, we can never change this, so we're doing our best trying to fit into a society that basically says, we don't matter, so it's just like within our own culture, we need to love each other more and show each other, that accept each other a little, be kinder,
Right.
I mean, what I really wish that we would do is begin to kind of hone in and I don't know how this is going to happen with the internet now. The internet has made everything public information, but like things don't have to always be like public for every, like you watch these talk shows and they're talking about the weaves on TV, and I'm like, and the shows, I gotta go into it, but why are you talking about wigs and weaves on TV? That, these are conversations that used to be had in a living room. Now you got people, and now inquiring minds want to know, so you can't be upset, that they asking you about this and that. Is that a weave?
Right.
That wasn't something that would have been said before,
or even mentioned,
or mentioned. You know,
yeah.
That's
But you know,
true.
it goes back to I remember like Def Comedy Jam when the comedians the men comedians start coming out, and then we start they were just berating and talking about that.
Yeah.
And to me, that's when it all started. When they saw it, kind of gave everybody a license to go in on them, because they were of course they were using it as jokes as their platform.
Right.
But of course, people take that to heart in real life, and then you run into people on the street, then they want to talk about it. And I think that's where, from what I remember, I felt like that's where it all began. When because as a culture too, like from the Richard Pryor, all those comedians, we do talk. You talk about what you know in your culture and what's funny in your culture. Stuff
But they
like
also
that.
talk about what is taboo and what other people are maybe afraid to mention or whatever. But then, like you said, once it's mentioned, okay, now
it's just a brain
now
storm.
it's free for all.
Right.
Now I he said it. Now I can say it. So I understand what you're talking about.
It's just open now for anyone to address.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Is that a weed?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Touch me. Right.
What's that number? What number? Such as we go by numbers,
They
right?
go by numbers.
Right.
You know, that's next.
It's,
That'll be
right.
next.
Exactly.
What, 1B 33.
Oh, that's gonna be bad when it gets to that point. That's gonna be really bad.
Right. Or not.
You'll never know.
Right.
Exactly.
Maybe you do.
No.
Exactly.
No, but overall, your body of work, everything that you've been doing, we just love it. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
You've done some
y'all.
other projects,
Yeah,
right?
tell us about
Yeah.
that.
What's going on?
Well, I recently did some web series work with creator Kim Williams, who
Love
you
Kim.
guys
Yes.
met. Yeah, Kim's good people,
Yeah.
and she has a couple of shows, and I've been fortunate to have directed on a couple of the shows, the Unwritten Rules and the New Shade of Black.
Oh, okay.
And she's in the lab, creating some more good stuff. So stay tuned, Kim.
Okay. Awesome.
Ink Spot Entertainment.
All right.
And doing a lot of writing. I always say, like, if as a filmmaker, you either shooting or you're in the lab writing.
That's right.
So you don't hear from someone, they probably hunkered down in a corner somewhere writing.
Right.
In their home. For me, that's usually the process. So
Okay.
I'm developing a few projects right now, and hopefully I'll be able to release them sometime very soon.
Good.
Very good.
Well, I won't ask you exactly what you're writing, but what motivates you? What is the motivating thing when you do write?
Well, you have all these ideas in your head, and some of them make sense, some of them don't make sense. So, the goal is always to be able to hone them into something that can make sense for the public's consumption, so that they can, enjoy it. Sometimes as an artist, you can get kind of caught up in your own world and release material that really only makes sense to you. Music, art, film,
Right.
But the goal is to, have an audience, so for myself, it's about trying to find, that space that allows for me to be the creative, but to also have an audience, to keep an audience, to not go to, because I go there and have, and be the only one in the theater, like, I'm loving this. But I don't want to go so far out there that only I get it, so it's about that balance of being able to keep, an audience and keep an interest. And that was definitely, of all my projects, I would say that the documentary, Social Black Night, was definitely, that was in my mind. I was like, thinking about an audience, whereas some of the other works, I thought about an audience, but that was secondary. I was thinking about, I was being an artist more,
sure.
But with the documentary, I was like, okay, let's think like how a woman would think, what would be entertaining? Is that too far? I don't want to insult. Is this too much? Let's reel that back in. Let's do this, that,
Yes.
And that was the angle. And I think it worked.
It
and I
worked.
think it's important to think about an audience.
Right. Did you
as an
bring any
artist.
women in to like review or to kind of confirm or help you?
I had people watch the film before it was released.
Oh, okay.
Some of our early screenings, allowed for, there was still time to change things if necessary. But the audience was very receptive, which, kind of let me know that I was on the right track in regards to the tone and the humor, and you know, it not being, you know, too hard or, you know, too aggressive, or, you know, it just rolled the line, you know, between entertainment and education and all those things. So.
It's good because it opens up the dialogue, you know, it makes you think and want to talk about it.
Exactly.
So
and I love that. And I think it's the perfect film to have like a viewing party and have like, you know, have your guys over, have your girls over together. It is the perfect film because
it's wine.
You get some wine, some
It'd be
popcorn,
a great party.
Pizza, whatever. Everybody can have a little potluck, but it is and it's available, correct?
It is. It's on Amazon and it's on Vimeo.
Okay.
So you can either purchase a hard copy DVD, or if you stream, you could stream it, or you can download it. So it's video on demand on Amazon and Vimeo.
Excellent.
Deidre, I see the look in your eye. Are we gonna do that? We're gonna have a viewing
we are.
party.
I'm like, we're gonna do that.
We're gonna do that because it's just
That'd be a great
such
discussion.
a great
Fun.
film. Like I can go on and on about it.
Thank
you know,
you.
I love it.
Thank you.
I love it absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So tell people how we can get in touch with you, and you know, are you open to? Let me ask you this: Are you open to people like maybe sending you information about what they do or projects or anything like that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all about networking. It's all
Okay.
about, you know, hearing other people's, you know, ideas, and, you know, bouncing stuff off each other. As artists, that's what we all do. That's what we're doing here, you know, just bouncing off each other, you know. So, well, I can be reached on Facebook. My full name, Tamarat Makonnen, or Instagram, Tamarat Makonnen. And Twitter is Filmwalker.
Filmwalker?
Yeah,
Okay.
Filmwalker.
I like that.
Right?
Yep. In Search of the Black Knight is on Twitter at Black Knight. Damn, I forgot my Twitter.
In Search of the Black Knight.
I forgot my Twitter. That tells you how much I'm on Twitter.
I know it's okay.
You know, I've been taking a break. I'll tell you the truth.
Oh, Black Knight Doc. Black Knight Doc.
Okay,
yeah,
perfect.
Black Knight Doc on
Perfect.
Twitter. But mostly
we
Instagram.
know how you feel about
Instagram,
social media,
Facebook.
Deidre. So mostly Instagram and Facebook, you
Yeah,
said?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Deidre is the... You know what? Okay, no, this is about Tamarat, because I could go on a tangent about you when I try to
What's your
post
thoughts on
something.
social media?
Man.
What's my what?
What's your thoughts on it?
Don't get me
Oh,
started.
it's overwhelming.
It's overwhelming, right? It's
And
just a lot.
I own a business, and I should be marketing my behind off, and I get exasperated. I go to it, and I look at it like, I can't.
Right.
But I'll post. I mean, like I posted about you coming on the show, and I posted about this and that, and I'm just looking like cricket. Like at least there should be at least one other person posting for a show that we're both doing,
right.
and she does not do it until like an hour
over.
before.
No, I did earlier today.
Okay,
so.
2 hours before.
But still, no, it's a lot. To me, it's just a lot, and
it is a lot, and it's ever changing.
And I feel like I'm a kind of a private person, so I don't feel the need to be putting out every single thing I do on social media. To me, it's just taking up more time.
Yes, I'm the same way.
You know, and I do want to connect with people because of the business and stuff like that. Definitely, there's a message there.
Yeah.
But just to be on a daily basis and all that, it's just overwhelming to me, and it overloads my brain. And so I take extended vacations from it.
But you know what?
No,
I'm teasing you, but most people feel that way.
Yeah.
It's pretty much that way. And that's why people are hiring social media managers.
Yeah.
Because
When I get there,
that's
that's
their
what I
job.
would do. Yeah.
You know?
When I get to that point, that's why I probably hire somebody to do that for me. Cause it's just a lot.
No,
It's a lot.
I totally understand. I understand.
So we're just so happy that you stopped by.
Thanks for having me, ladies.
And you'll stay behind with us for the cupcake turn up. So
Yeah.
cupcake.
Oh, you got some more? I had that one that was good.
Oh, yes.
Was it good?
Oh, that was so good. Yeah.
I didn't even
What is
taste
that, Oreo cookie?
It's Oreo.
It was Oreo, yeah.
Yeah,
It was good.
it's Oreo cookie. We have, So we're going to turn it up, and we're going to have a whole week of celebrations.
Yes.
We hope that you follow us on social media. And we're at It's Time to Talk Show on Facebook and on Twitter and on Instagram. You can find us. You can follow us personally. You see our names. Just put a little @ before it. You'll be able to find us in anything very easily. We love new followers, and we just thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate your your viewership. I mean, what else can we say? We're so grateful just for this opportunity and that you're even interested.
Yeah.
We have more than our mom watching, so we thank you. We appreciate you. We love you, and just have a wonderful, beautiful week.
And remember, your conversation is your affirmation, so speak life.
Yes. Take care.